Hello everybody and welcome to June's edition of the Butterfly Princess Show Book Club. This month I'm going to be discussing the book The Rome Affair by Karen Swan. So this is a brand new author for me. I've never read any of Karen Swan's books before. She's an American writer who apparently writes 2 books a year, one for the summer and one for winter. Her other books, some of her other books are including Christmas at Tiffany's, The Paris Secret, and The Greek Escape. But this one, The Rome Affair, is first of all, I'm going to give you a bit of a brief outline about what the book is about. So this book obviously falls in one of the summer category reads. Obviously it takes you to the eternal city of Rome in Italy, the capital of Italy, which, as we know, Rome is in a very historic city. It's got very historic landmarks. It's got very historic architecture and stuff like that, such as the Colosseum and stuff like that. So this book is about a young a former barrister called Francesca Hackett. Now Francesca has lived in Rome for 7 months. She's living in an apartment in Rome, and she's the writer. She writes an online blog called The Rome Affair, because in Rome, Francesca writes a blog called The Rome Affair. Because at the start of the book, Cheska works as a tour guide leading tourists around the many monuments of Rome and telling them the history of them. And so she writes a blog telling people about all the things she finds about Rome, the pizzerias, the piazzas and things like that. But unfortunately, because because she slept one morning and was late for work, Cheska loses her job as a tour guide. So the story starts where Cheska discovers a sort of a Gucci bag in a dustbin near her apartment, and she returns this glamorous handbag to its owner. Now the owner of this handbag is a lady called Eleanor Damiani. Now Eleanor has married into the Roman aristocracy. She is known as the Principessa of Rome, and she's also known as the Contessa, and she lives in the Palazzo Milandola, where her and her husband live, who was the Prince of Rome, called Ginvinto or Vito or Vito, and obviously Cheska goes to return the handbag to Eleanor, and Eleanor is very grateful to Cheska for for returning this bag to her. She isn't bothered that, the purse has been stolen and the money's been stolen. All she's bothered about is what remains in the bag is a handwritten letter that her now deceased husband wrote to her 15 years ago, but Eleanor hasn't been able to open that letter and read it because she worries that, as she says to Cheska, that there will be no more conversation had after she's read that letter. So she's kept that letter unopened and unread for 15 years. So Eleanor offers Cheska £5,000 as a thank you for returning the letter, but because Cheska has principles, she turns it down. But shortly after that, Cheska loses her job as a tour guide, and Eleanor sort of offers her this lucrative position of being Eleanor's biography. She wants her to write a story of her life, and they sort of worked together this project for many months. And so that's the story in a nutshell, really. And the story is sort of like a dual timeline book. So it swings backwards and forwards. So we go from Rome in 2007, which is where the book is set because the book was wrote in 2007. But we also go back to like the mid-60s and the early 70s and the early 80s, and we sort of get a glimpse into Eleanor's life, before she married into the Roman aristocracy. So Eleanor is sort of an American heiress, where she inherits a family's fortune. She originates from America. She lives on a family's compound called Greystones, and Eleanor has led such a very glamorous life. She's like rubbed shoulders with the likes of Elizabeth Taylor, of actors or actresses, and she was a very attractive young lady, and she can attract any man, but there's one particular person who she loves very much, but she can't have, and that's where the story leads to, really. Because you may think that Eleanor is a very lucky, she's one of the luckiest little girls in the world because, everyone will think, she's got everything she could ever wish for, why? But you realise throughout reading the book was that Eleanor has sort of a lot of deep secrets, and she's had a lot of heartache and a lot of upset in her life, which I don't want to give too much away in case you decide to read it yourself. But I really like I was sort of drawn to the character of Eleanor, even though, she was like, she sort of lived this glamorous lifestyle and everything, but she wasn't entirely happy. And throughout the book, we get to see the glamorous side of her life, but also the parts of her life where she's vulnerable and it's very raw and things like that. And even though her and Cheska are like, but there's like 40 odd years age difference between them. They're sort of like very much drawn to each other. And it all we all sort of realise as you read the book that that Eleanor has been living sort of a lying sort of sort of like she's had a lot of burdens and secrets that she's had holding for many years because of this love that she can't have. The tagline on the cover of the book is something like a love a love that can't be had, or something like that, and then a secret that can't be kept. So because of this forbidden love, that there's been a lot of secrets and a lot of burdens throughout the years. But I was also drawn to Cheska as a character as well, because Cheska had a lot of heartache and burdens. Although we know that Cheska was a barrister. She left her life in London to sort of live a Dolce Vita life in Italy, and all that things. She's living in the sun. She's writing this very successful blog and stuff, but she's also having deep secrets and burdens of her own. You see, we know that Cheska is a lot barrister in the book, and she was, by all accounts, a very good barrister. But as a reader, I feel that I was sort of disappointed in a way, because even though I know the story was based a lot around Eleanor and Eleanor's life, because that Cheska was the biographer of Eleanor, but because of the fact that we knew that Cheska was a barrister, and it was sort of touched upon the fact of why she left her job as a barrister towards the end of the book. But it was sort of an afterthought, I thought. I thought the writer could have gone into a lot more detail about Cheska's life and about her life as a barrister, and what drove her to make decisions she did, and how she'd been living with this skill. And I mean, I don't want to tell you what the issue was, because that would be giving too much away. But as a reader, I would have just liked to have known a bit more about Cheska's background and a bit more about her career as a barrister, before she came to Rome. But having said that, I thought the book was a very good read. It was that, because I've never been to Rome, and it's a place that I've always wanted to visit, because of the history. And I've said before that if you're a regular viewer of the Butterfly Princess show, that I'm into the history of but I love my ancient history and learning about different cultures. So it was a really good read for somebody who has never been to Rome before, because I think Karen Swan, the writer, really transports you to the eternal city of Rome. She brings it to life, and with all the goings on of the piazzas, all the tourists milling about. But then you get to see like bits of the city that tourists don't get to see, like the underground ancient tunnel where Eleanor's Bulgari ring is discovered, um which is how Eleanor's secrets of all them years ago are uncovered. And so you can really get to imagine, walking around the piazzas, going into the Palazzo Mirandola, and seeing all the glitz and glamorous parties we all went to. And if you wanted to to visit a pizzeria. You could visit a pizzeria and really imagine the fresh pizza dough being stretched and made and all the delicious toppings. So I thought the writer described Rome really well to a person who hasn't been to visited Rome before, but I suppose if you have been to Rome before, then you will be familiar with all the sites she's describing in the book. There was a few bits in the book that I felt were a bit what's the word? Were a bit well, could you could see it coming really. So yeah, it was a bit forgot the word now. It was a bit predictable. That's the word. It was a bit predictable in some parts, especially when you get to see like the character of Signor Cantarelli, Nico Cantarelli, who at first Cheska is takes a dislike to because he comes across as very abrupt, quite rude, but then you sort of come across where later on in the book because he sort of come like as a love interest and you thought, yeah, I can see that coming. It's a typical story of like, you know, woman meets a guy, who she finds annoying at first, um, but then she's like physically attracted to in the later on in the story. But overall, it was a good book, and it was a good summer read because I know that we've had some nice weather of late in the UK, but it doesn't last long. So was a really nice summer escapism book to like get escape from rainy Britain and cloudy Britain and to escape to the sunshine historical city of Rome. And I like that it was a dual timeline story as well. So it was set into timelines where we got into 2017 and then we were transported into the earlier years of Eleanor's life. So all in all, I would recommend the book for a bit of escapism, and I really would be reading some of Karen Swan's books again because overall, although there were some bits that I felt could could do with a bit more improvement and a bit more unpredictability. Overall, I did feel that she's a good writer, and I would definitely read some more of her books in the future. So that concludes this month's book review, everyone. Thanks for listening and tuning in. I hope you all enjoyed this episode, and I hope that I've been giving you some inspiration for your next read. And join me next time where the next episode will be the 28th of July, but I won't be revealing the name of that book until the 21st of July. So the new episode will be recorded on the 28th of July, and the new book will be revealed on the Butterfly Princess Show Facebook page on the 21st of July. And don't forget, I don't just do book club episodes on here. We also have the Butterfly Princess Show Travel Lounge, where I take you on a virtual tour of a country of my choosing. Um, the country of my choosing each month. That's the second Friday of the month. And I also do regular Q&As with various different people from various different backgrounds. So if you want to be a guest on the Butterfly Princess Show, to take part in a Q&A session with me about the work that you do, or maybe you have any life stories you'd like to share with me, then please get in touch with me to book your slot. You can get in touch with me via email at butterflyprincess93@outlook.com. And I am working very hard in really getting a bit of a sister show to the Butterfly Princess Show Travel Lounge. I'm hoping to contact local businesses, tour companies, restaurants, um, hotels, entertainment, wine bars and stuff from countries around the world, and inviting them to talk about the work that they do. So the work that I do is not just focused on the UK, it's focused all around the world, because I love to talk to different people from all different cultures and backgrounds. So keep your eyes and ears peeled for all that. But until then, have a lovely rest of your weekend, and I will see you very soon. Bye bye for now.